So the first thing you want to do is pull down this whole trunk liner. This is it right here. I did it a few days ago, but I haven't installed the bulbs yet, obviously, because the package hasn't been opened. But it's just these little plastic tabs. They're pretty easy to pop out with a screwdriver. They have a couple little flat ends. There's about 13 of them. They just are all around the edge, and there's one in the middle. And when it comes down, you'll see this bare metal. And up in here, here's the plug for them. And this is your license plate. There's one there, and there's one there. These things are horrendous to get out. I actually broke one of the tabs on this one. It's pretty crappy. So this is it. I kind of have it wedged. I'm not sure. Let's see, can I get this in here? It's kind of wedged in here and kind of messed up. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to get that one, if I'm going to be honest with you. But this guy here, I saw a different video where instead of going from the back, I'm going to try doing it by just pulling the lens out. Hopefully that works, because otherwise, I don't know, I might need to pull the whole trim piece off, because they're pretty gnarly. But one way you can do it is going in here, and you can just kind of get your fingers on these and squeeze them. But it's not quite as simple, because it's a really bulky thing, and this opening isn't that big. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so I did it. I managed to get the lens cover off. This is what it looks like. What I did was I basically took this little T10 screwdriver and I pried it on the sides like that and just kind of wedged it out. I was able to completely expose these sockets. Now what we're going to do is going to put the new bulb in, and you want to clean up this lens with all the dirt. Get all that dirt out of there, because it will lessen the brightness of your bulb. So clean that lens up, stick the bulb in. It should just kind of push right back on. All right, and there it is. I plugged it in. For a second, when I went to test it, I was like, oh no, is there polarity on this? Because it wasn't working. But I had actually unplugged the socket, so obviously it won't work if it's not plugged in. Some bulbs are polarity specific. The ones you might purchase could be. I don't think these ones are. All right, so now what you have to do is just put on your lens that you wiped out, and just kind of push it in. This might require two hands. I'm kind of holding the phone here and doing this, but just kind of push it on, and eventually it should snap. All right, guys, so a little bump in the road here. I discovered that my housing had become warped from heat for the last 220,000 miles of use, and the new LED bulb did not quite fit, so the lens would not seat back on. So what I did was I took a heat gun and the same screwdriver that I used to pry it off, little T10, and I just got it really hot until the plastic bubbled just a little bit, and I pushed the lens back out. It's not pretty, but I mean, who cares, as long as it works, right? So we will now go and see if this helped at all. All right, so what I had to do is I had to pull the whole thing out. Once the lens is off and out, it is a lot easier to get out. Now we'll just see how difficult it is to try and push this thing back in. We're gonna try our very best to work it in. Actually, this way. I'm gonna go from the back side and grab it. And it's in. Phew! Oh, finally, that's over. That was a nightmare. But yeah, basically I just took it up, assembled it out of the car. The bulb actually fits now after we kind of melted it, so that's good. And then pulled it through from the back, and she's ready to go. And just like that, you have two LED marker lights. And I figured while I was in here, I might as well replace the trunk light. You just open the cage. Since it's gonna be hot, I just grabbed some pliers, pulled the bulb straight out, slid the new bulb right in. And now you can actually see in the trunk.